first we were talking about Thug, you know, and these new like kind of like trap artists who be incriminating themselves. It's talking about, you know, shoot whatever they're doing, right? And then you have this type of rapping, which is like fabricated and on some bullshit. So
it feels.
How do you feel like
industry.
you've seen the shift in what are people rapping about? Like, what is your take on that, or like in terms of like how people used to rap versus what they're saying now? You think it's just not as genuine, or it's like
no, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna say that everybody's on the same thing now. Back then, you might have a different style. And if I hear you saying, even using my styles a little bit, you biting, and we're gonna have beef.
We're gonna have beef.
What I'm saying? But now, they really crazy, man. The young boys crazy.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna say it ain't genuine. It's not the skills in it no more. They're gonna say what they want to say.
But they bite in your flow.
No, they biting each other's flow now.
Yeah.
But everybody listens to the same thing.
There's always been that.
So you say more originality back then?
Yeah, it was originality, because if you come out with this, you better not hear nobody else doing it.
Right.
But there's always been people faking and fronting on the microphone, being hard,
but they
claiming to be harder than they really are.
I mean, yeah.
It makes me think of Exhibit paparazzi.
Yeah, but you got to see it. I mean, in every area, it's gonna be something fake. It's gonna be something real.
Well, I would say since we have you here, just like the way you got into producing, because I produce too, you know, and like in your style, I hear a lot of Dr. Dre type influence, like old school,
Hell
you know,
yeah.
type shit.
DVS beats are fire.
Yeah, are fire. So it's like, I've been dealing with this too as a creative. Like, sometimes I want to hear, an artist comes in, I'm like, yo, I want to make this beat. And they're like, yo, I want you to, you know, I want it to sound like this artist.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay, you know, now there's a lot of referencing. But when you go to create, are you even thinking about anything else? Or you're just like attacking it from you want to get yourself out. You're not like, oh, I want to sound like this Dre beat or whatever. Like, how do you go about creating?
I mean, when I sit down at the keyboard, I'm going to have an idea of something, because he might want something, Basil. And I have it in my mind, but I might be bored, and I get on there and just title with it, and I say, I like that. And then I just add beats, add the drums, and...
He's texting me before and be like, I woke up in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was sleeping. He said, I woke up in the middle of the night and made 2 or 3 fire beats. Come listen to them. And I'd be like, what?
So how'd you get into producing? Or were you ever a rapper?
Yeah. I used to rap, but the dude couldn't do the beats like I wanted them. And I didn't know how to use the equipment or nothing, so I couldn't sell them.
Nice on the microphone too. I didn't let you hear some of those old.
No, I don't.
Level 3 Wolfpack verses. I don't let you hear some of these old. I should even play a few.
Yeah.
We should even drop just a couple blurbs of old. Your verse on Dem Boys.
I need 50 mil worth of stock, about 100 cash. Boys by the flocks, contraband in the stash. Dime on my arm with a mouth full of sass. Twin 380s in a bag, ready to blast. She out for that money, she hot in the ass. Ain't shit funny, nigga, the pimp teaching class. She keep my money right, she don't wanna see me spaz. We on the move, pedal to the metal till we crash. Ain't shit soft, the style is hardcore. While you on that bubble gum shit, I'm kicking in your door. When you bitch niggas bark the venom roar. When you call yourself beefing, I'll be on another score. With a pack of 2 G's that love beef, releasing clean fakers off the spot like bleach in the streets. With evil intent and plenty heat, I'll be glad when I'm 6 feet deep, so don't sleep. The villain.
Them boys make major moves, get the job done, boy, when they come through like. Them boys really ain't playing. Big money talk, rappers quote what they say you like. Them boys ready for the world. Better pause your grill and take home your girl like. Them boys be the truth in the flesh. Talk shit, get the boots, so you who the best.
Did we finish wrapping up the whole state of hip hop or not yet?
I mean, there's a lot. Is there anything you want to touch on?
Nah, because I try to stay off those type of subjects, because I respect the game, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
But you ain't with
Everybody-
it. You ain't with the game.
I mean, it's something for everybody, you know what I'm saying? The
Because you a
labels-
pimp, bro.
The labels
You a
win.
pimp. You old school. Oh, so
Yeah.
you think the label's winning?
Yeah.
I would say it's easy.
question.
It's easier to be independent now.
Yeah,
though.
it's
easier to be independent.
Because if you sign to somebody, well, I don't know, the labels could help you too, but they still making the all the money.
Yeah.
And it's payola. They dictating what we hearing.
Yeah.
You know.
I do know what I want to ask, because it'll go back to a podcast that we already did. Do you feel like in the terminology that we use when we're discussing hip hop, do you feel like there's a difference between an MC and a rapper? Like when we just
I feel like
open topping hip hop.
that's what I'm gonna tell you. I think the MC era is it's not gone because I think Kendrick is an MC.
Right.
Drake is an MC. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's they MCs.
Right.
But rappers is like just motherfuckers who just doing it.
See?
And you can't control. I mean,
That's how I
you
felt
could be
about
just
it.
doing it, and because master of ceremony is what MC means.
See?
So if you get on there and you can control every show, everybody like to come see you. I feel like you're an MC.
Now that's what an MC is, and a master of ceremonies. But we were discussing because
I just slapped.
an MC is also a rapper. You know what I mean? When
Well,
you
I
say
think-
you just a rapper, what do you mean by that? Like,
You just rap because you want to rap and you're making money.
so you just rapping the rappity rap
Yeah.
That's what I was. Yeah.
versus I got something to say. Kind of.
I
Everyone
ain't
got
gonna say-
something to say.
Everybody got something to say,
You
but
know?
I'm talking about more like if you can control the crowd,
Yep.
and you know what I'm saying, everybody like to come see your show.
But I don't like rap shows usually.
That's what I'm saying. You be seeing rappers
It's just rap.
I don't know. I've been to some
'Cause
really
you-
dope.
because you talking about MCs. If you ever went to a Big Daddy Kane concert,
Right.
Chub Rock,
Some of my favorite
Dr.
shows I've ever
Fix.
seen were hip hop artists.
yeah,
I saw DMX and the Rough Riders in '99. That was crazy. Cash Money opened for them. Actually, Lil Wayne was there.
I think
But
the
Lil Wayne
performance-
wasn't the hype back then. It was
Yeah.
Juvenile was huge back
Juvenile
then.
was crazy.
I've seen Jay-Z a couple times. Wifey took me to see like fifth row.
Yeah.
Magna Carta was dope.
I've been to some dope
Watch
shows.
the Throne. I saw Kanye and Jay-Z was a dope concert. Kanye was hell of a performance.
No, I think that's true. I think we're talking because people, unfortunately, I think the performance side of rapping
yeah.
people have gotten away from that in a way.
Right.
You know, like old
Because
school. We're listing off like,
Totally.
you know, but like this new gen, they just want to be in the studio
But
for the
there's
most
different
part.
there's different sizes of shows I've been to too. So I saw Lupe Fiasco at the Greensboro baseball
That was
park.
sick.
I actually met Lupe. My manager and one of his managers were buddies, so I got to do the little 5-minute the dap up with there's a line. I hollered at dude real quick, and he was really nice. It was very down to earth, cool dude. I told him I was emceeing at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
and he
I've
was
seen
like,
Wiz and Mac and Busta and Wu Tang and
You saw Wu-Tang?
Kendrick. Wu Tang played at the Jazz Fest with a brass band
When?
like a year or two ago.
I would go see Wu-Tang.
It was like 2 years, bro. Snoop, he's a performer.
I've never seen Snoop, and I want to.
So
Well, that's funny. On my top 5, I've never been to an Eminem concert. And I want to go to one. I saw Nas.
yeah, Eminem kind of like I'm
They're
not gonna say
huge.
what I'm thinking.
I was just gonna
you
say
know what I'm
that.
saying. He can control the show, and
I don't know. He's
interested
just
the whole
he
time.
looks punchable.
Oh. You just-
Well, he's like, isn't that his hood? He's the jerk.
Yeah, that's his thing, bro.
you know, he got some hitters.
Yeah, I know, right?
He might look like that, but yeah,
He might look punchable. He was,
But
yeah, what
so
Yeah.
you with okay
Trick
the
Trick
state.
Trick from Detroit supposedly is like in the streets.
I'm saying part of the hustle, the entrepreneurial spirit of being
Totally.
in the hip hop game, and just like I think that's why we don't want to point a finger because everyone's just trying to get bread. Like it's just the next generation of that. But
Oh, yeah,
now,
no.
what's crazy though is I don't know back in the day, but now you have like 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds with like 6 figures in the bank, hella bread in the bank.
Yeah, because if it was like that back then, it probably would have been like this. Everybody, you see, DVS isn't writing a rap. I'm gonna write one and see if I can. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess
Yeah.
it's blown
And
up because
everybody
social
would
media
just say they could rap. Yeah,
You know?
we didn't have social media. When we got social media, it was
changed everything.
what was the name of
It was MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace shit.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw Nas at the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach.
I just performed there. That spot's dope.
At the royalty tour. It was a royalty tour.
How long was it?
Because Mary J. Blige came, but the one I went to, Mary J. Blige wasn't at. And it was dope.
How long was it set?
Maybe like an hour 15, an hour 20. And I don't know who did the set list. I was a little bit mad. There was some of the tracks were very obscure because there were some joints that I personally wanted to hear. I was like, he should let me do the set list.
I'm
My
curious.
favorite hoodie. I got my favorite hoodie out that tour.
Yeah. Well, let's just wrap up. But I also am curious if you're like, you listen to any new rappers, like we're spending a lot of time on like
Old school.
Yeah, I
not
like,
that old school, but like
Yeah.
Future or Travis Scott or stuff like that, or like Playboy Cardi, or you checking out any of that?
yeah, I mean, if I hear something that I like Moneybag.
Moneybag's tough.
I like Gotti.
What was that song you were spitting for me the other day when we hung out? You were telling me it was one of them new boys. What was that song?
Key Glock, Lil Baby, any of that stuff.
Remember? You were telling
Yeah, I
me.
like Lil Baby.
Lil Baby's
I mean, I
fun.
listen to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
How are you consuming? Are you like a radio? Or are you on Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube. I'll just see if they got videos, all kind of
I'll
shit.
tell you who's nice, and I forgot to mention him, is Russ. I saw Russ. My stepdaughter made us take her. Oh, we actually took her for her birthday one year. And he was at Blue Denim in Greensboro. This is when he was pushing Do It Myself. It was on the radio. It was like way before he was doing tracks with Snoop and Jadakiss. Shout out to Russ, because I think he's nice. I think dude is nice.
I mean, he embodies like, you know,
And apparently,
the new like just creating and putting out records, and his philosophy on music is tough.
yeah, he's
He
mastered
wrote a book.
that new wave
You know what I mean?
streaming.
Yeah.
I have it. I bought it to bring to the studio.
His book?
It's like a self-help book. It's like a little quick.
No, I read it. I listened to it. I recommend people listen
Dude
to
is
it.
deep. He's. I think he's a genuine dude. I met him too because I bought her the little 5-minute dap up or whatever for her birthday. She was all stoked to see dude.
Yeah, it's two another ones, but they dead too. They, I guess you might call them legends. Mo 3 and King Von. I used to fuck with them too.
I'll tell you who I like that we'll talk about, and RIP to one of them. I think Migos has, at this point in time, Migos kind of dropped right along maybe that Future time. A lot of after Migos, there was a lot of rappers trying to sound like Migos.
Nah, when Lil Baby came.
Yeah,
Or Dub Baby. Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
because you know they on the
Dub Baby.
same
Yeah.
label, and they was beefing with Lil Baby running that label now.
Yeah, I mean, I got to hang with Offset. I got a record with him.
That's dope.
So
What?
yeah.
Wait, what?
That might be why Migos.
You got a record with Offset?
Yeah.
How are we not talking about this?
Dude, I just keep it on the wraps.
Well, we're talking about it
Yeah.
now.
No, me and my boy were on we made a whole record, and we're signed with Warner, and we got in the room with. It's a whole story, but
That's what's up.
it was pretty cool experience.
Nice.
But I going back to the Migos thing, and just from a musical standpoint, I be telling now I like the hooks, right? The Migos were the best, like simple type shit, where they would run with the hook
It's
and
catchy.
repeat it and
Yeah,
catchy,
yeah, yeah.
and but that's
Stir fry?
that's different. Stir fry is
to me was
crazy,
hot.
yeah. But like all
Took
that
over
stuff,
that summer.
yeah. While I'm talking, like
about Willis.
so.
What about Fight Night? Wifey used to get mad at me and play Fight Night, like pulling up to pick up my son. She'd be like, "Turn that down." About the beat, you know what I'm talking about? Like Fight Night.
Yeah, I remember that. I
Hit it
was
from the left.
I was in
It's
prison
so
when that
catchy.
came out.
Hit it from the right.
I'm listening to the Walkman. I'm like, man, they play that joint all the time.
Fight Night. Some of those Migos joints are so catchy. I feel like if you say you don't like one Migos song, you're just hating.
Oh yeah, you got to like.
Oh, you
songs.
got it.
Yeah.
You got it. But I personally like that pop element. I like the catchy shit. But I don't know. I mean,
Bad and Bougie was.
yeah.
You have
that shit
grew on
crazy.
me.
Yeah.
They
Bad and
did.
Bougie.
I didn't like it when it dropped. But now when it plays, I'm like, no, leave that. Turn it off.
But you feel like back in the day they were rapping like that? I mean, I guess.
That's how I felt about Wale.
Yeah. Like some of the shit's
Come on, DVS. Wale has some joints now. Come
yeah,
on.
for sure.
Some
Yeah,
of those.
if you in that soft mood. And
What
you
about
wanna
that-
listen to some
That
soft
song, No
hip-hop.
Hands, is fire. I still put it on banger
Yeah, my
playlist.
daughter liked me. She was trying to turn me on
Oh,
some
yeah.
stuff. I don't like
Do it
I
with
don't
no
like it.
hands,
Waka Flocka.
girl. Drop it to the floor.
A little
Love the way
Pitbull.
that booty go. Pitbull. We didn't mention Pitbull. There's so many rappers I forgot.
Yeah. But there's also dudes that are like kind of corny too.
Like,
That it's like,
Wale.
I don't think Wale is corny. Do y'all?
yeah.
I do. I mean, I don't know
Pitbull.
nobody else.
I don't know. I like a couple Wale
I mean,
joints.
you got to have a shtick though. You got to have your thing.
There's
I get
that
it.
one.
There's
He's
that-
got that one that was catchy. Seinfeld did the outro for him. They met somewhere and they became boys.
Man, I like
That they
that.
used
I
to
like
play it on
that
the
dude,
radio?
Wyclef. You're
Wyclef Jean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl. You know, his story, this is crazy. He was never singing. You know, he was rapping and all his shit was bad.
The
But
Fugees.
but it's funny
The
because
Fugees
these artists, you
is-
know, they get after it and then they, you might come in, like Aretha Franklin, for instance.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out what to do with her. She had talent, you know, so that's why it comes down to the production, comes down to the team. Certain artists, maybe they don't need to be rapping, or maybe they don't need to be singing, you know? People want to do it all, but you got to find your little lane.
Your
so
niche.
I respect. I love to see that happen and people break through like
texted
that.
y'all.
Shit, they made. Well, I don't know about now, but they sold the most. I think they sold 14 million
I wanted to talk about
copies
Of what?
Oh, my bad.
of the Fugees' first album.
Oh yeah. I mean, Lauryn Hill just got recognized as like the best artist of the genre. I think
But
we
that
put
was
her
her
on
and
a pedestal.
that was her and Wyclef.
Lauryn
and,
Hill
yeah,
deserves that
Wyclef.
pedestal.
I don't know. She only got one album, and did you know?
Yeah, but it's one of the
misunderstood, man.
the miseducation of Lauryn Hill is like
Misunderstood.
it goes into the
We ain't
it's
talking about the women rappers
up in
because
the
that's
rafters.
top 5 for me for women.
Yeah,
Lauryn
let's
Hill?
hear that though. I want to hear that. Top
Top
5 for
five?
women. Yeah.
Shoot, Lauryn Hill, Light.
MC Light,
Yeah,
Lauryn Hill.
Light, Latifah,
Latifah.
Yeah.
Lil Kim. Matter of fact, I got to put Lil Kim on number 2.
You love Biggie, so that makes sense.
Lil Kim's crazy.
Lil
Big
Kim,
fan.
nice.
There would be none of these other. That would have never happened if Lil Kim didn't help pave the way.
I like Rhapsody. You know about Rhapsody?
Yeah, I heard of her.
Yeah,
She's from
Little
Atlanta.
Brother. That's from North Carolina. Put that on.
Little
but
Brother.
there's also
From Raleigh.
I mean, Ice Spice, Sweetie. There's a lot of new people out here.
I
I like female rappers.
I like
Yeah.
Ice Spice.
Cardi
and
Cardi
Sweetie.
B when she came on, she's tough.
I fuck with Cardi too.
Cardi's
That
got a
verse
vibe.
on-
She's
I'll
real
tell you
one.
when I really started fucking with Cardi B was that verse on "I Like It Like That." Hudson, Holly, cardio, cardio.
I started fucking with on Love and Hip Hop.
Run this shit like cardio. Love and Hip Hop, the show.
The show?
Yeah, that's
Atlanta
what
or
started. Yeah, huh?
ATL? Miami? Don't they
No,
have
this
like
was New York.
I gotta,
they got them everywhere.
I gotta put Nicki Minaj in.
I don't know.
No, I like Nicki.
Wait,
Minaj.
Nicki's in your top 5 females or just
Yes, I'm
Overall.
putting her there. ASAP Rocky, and I forgot to mention the RZA. I like some of that,
A$AP
those
Ferg?
ASAP Rocky joints.
oh fuck yeah.
Ain't none of my top, so I don't know.
I'm just
I
saying,
gotta
like,
listen to you.
mentionables.
Put me up on it.
you know, that
But
song
it is
Wild for the Night.
interesting, man.
So you talking
Nowadays,
about-
There's
go
a
ahead.
couple
no,
bangers.
well, I'm just saying nowadays you can really be like, oh, that person's biting this. It's like, but that's just the state of music in general. It's like, have we reached
that's why-
capacity? Like, how
Nah,
much more
because
it can be
some
done?
people got to be creative. You know what I'm saying? More
So is the
creative.
creativity
Because if I hear this, I'm like
sounds
back
just like
in the
this?
days when you heard something and you was writing raps, you wanted to. If I was on the album with him, I want my verse to be the best.
Stand
That's
out.
how I was thinking.
You're
But you
trying
want to have your
stand
own
out.
style.
Yeah,
You want to
Yeah.
stand out.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about. I got on the tape and I want to be the best
On the mixtape.
on the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Did you say you was studying the greats though? Like you would
No,
study?
I ain't gonna say study, but I listen to him. Like when I used to listen to Big Daddy Kane,
Yeah.
I ain't have no style like Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
But I had to make my metaphors just as tight as his or better.
In other words,
You
like
know what
you're
I'm
not
saying?
necessarily copying somebody, but some of that stuff is in your subconscious.
Well,
it influenced you
dude,
somehow. or
I mean,
another.
I'm a musician. I think a big part of it is listening to records and figuring out what they were doing. You know, that's mad important. Versus like now we quickly consume shit.
Yeah, but
so
that's,
then you regurgitating versus like digesting.
But sometimes a lot of that stuff, like a lot of your influences, will come out of you, and you won't even think about it or realize it.
I will
No,
because
that's
I'm gonna
what I'm
make
saying.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm biting.
Or sometimes you
Because
do
I
it
came from the
intentionally.
era that it's no biting.
Right.
So I'm not gonna just because I listen to him, my verse or something similar to him comes out my mouth. You
I know
what
what
I'm
you
saying?
mean.
Yeah.
It's like I used to have vocal lessons sometimes for when I was trying to sing, and my vocal instructor was British. She was cool, but she knew a lot about music. Like she studied music and she could read and write. Anyway, but I brought her a hook one time that I was working on when we were recording at the Sound Lab, and she was like the note is like a D minor. It's in a minor key. And she's like, whether you realize it or not, you like those hooks because a lot of that Orthodox Byzantine church music is written with those keys. And I was doing it, and she pointed it out. She pointed it out. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of what you, whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not is what I mean. Sometimes a lot of your influences just come out of you.
Yeah, and recognizing patterns, like,
right,
and recognizing what works for your voice and what works for your artistry.
Totally.
You know, that's why people come in here and they want their first record to be dope. I'm like, yo, you got to make at least a dozen songs before we're going to figure out where you sit and what beats you need and what key you need to be in and how to approach it.
That's what made me start doing beats. So
right.
And they couldn't do it like I wanted to. But see, I used to rap to instrumentals, but I wanted my own beat. It might be something don't even sound like the instrumental I rap to. And then that's what changes up.
And for our
makes my style hot too, cause I might have rapped like this on that one.
Right.
But then when I change the beat, I say I might have to flow.
Yep. Eli, that's how I met DVS.
Rapping or what?
Well, through Tom at the Sound Lab. Shout to Tom again.
Yeah.
But I was already writing my mixtapes, but I was writing them to instrumentals that I got off the internet, like a Dre instrumental or a Kanye
You're still
instrumental.
doing that, you know.
I know, but so then what would happen though was, when I was ready to record my own original hip hop music, I was trying to meet these local producers, and their beats weren't up to par, as to the beats that I was already practicing with. They just didn't.
It's hard. I mean, I've been making beats for 10 years now, and I'm, and that's why people want to pay, like, they want to act like, well, you made that beat in 10 minutes, it's only worth $50. You're like, bro, I've been doing this for 10 years.
But
that's why I can make a beat in 10. There's levels to it.
There's levels to this shit.
And just for our producers out there, because you use a motif. You're a sequence guy. You're not even in the box.
Analog.
Old
school.
Which is cool because, like, I know a lot of our producers now, they're still on MPCs. Like,
right.
Even now, still. That's part of the sampling. We've gotten... That's where you're coming from, right?
Yeah. You don't like MPC?
No, I love them. I'm just saying you're old school in the fact that you are on a motif, right? Like you're sequencing it out. That's the shit, Yeah.
I had gone through 3 or 4 local producers. So after I did all my mixtapes, which were written to like Dre beats, like I said or Kanye beats or whatever, industry beats, I met like 3 or 4 producers through Tom, and I was just like, no. I mean, I was nice to them.
Yeah.
It was almost like interviewing. And then when I met DVS and he played me his snippets, I was like, these are the ones.
Well, an artist can't, if you're just a vocalist, if you want to take the next step with your career, you need a producer. There's no question.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can put out these YouTube beats, but eventually, like, if you really want to be on a certain level, you have to have a reliable producer or do it yourself.
For sure.
If you want to be legit.
Somebody that you can vibe with. I used to say crazy shit to D, like, all right, I want you to think of like Batman, but but I want the snare to be crazy, and I want it to kind of feel like, and I would reference like a song or 2 different songs, and he'd be like, all right, I got you. He'd throw his headphones on and get to work.
How'd you learn how to play piano?
Just messing with it.
Just mess around.
I mean, it's running in the family because my brother can play the keys.
Musical.
My son, my mama.
That sometimes is just an innate skill that people have or don't have.
Well, being a producer musician is different than necessarily just being a keyboard, right?
Yeah.
And
different.
I think sometimes dope musicians come in and they don't know how to operate in our space.
Yeah.
There's a balance there. But I will say, a lot of producers now are just using loops, and I think there's an art to being able to play an instrument. Like,
it's way easier to make an instrumental nowadays than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's also like, I mean, I'm a little bit like, yo, you just put a bunch of loops together. That ain't really.
I mean, well, if you say Premier, his beats I wish I could do what he could do.
Yeah.
Right.
He putting together samples.
There's some of those samples are so hot.
Premier's goated. He's up there.
Yeah, but he's only sampling. Kanye sampling, but he got musicians.
He hits the
like,
crates.
Yeah.
Somebody like Premier is really hitting the LP crates, like, and really doing their homework, and they've gotten that nice because they love it that much. They're doing it anyway.
Well, I love that part of it, which is like stemming from Soul Records. From they have these, they pull out just old whatever. You can find it from like a hymnal or spiritual or whatever. Like that part of it too needs to, it's still happening. But
it's never gonna stop the sampling. But the loops, like the programs,
these loops aren't. Yeah, these are just. Yeah, that's different. That's different.
Yo, we want to thank DVS for being our guest today. Bobby Sasquatch.
Correct.
Another, at least one or two.
Dog.
Yeah,
we're gonna have you again.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We're gonna do a couple more when we bring DVS back on. That was dope.